I didn't break any laws, sir. So.
Stop, dude. You can make an emergency, please. I got one resisting. Don't move. If you move, there's a canine in my car. You're gonna get dog bit. I do believe that he works here. I mean, he looks like he's in working his clothing, but I mean, he was gonna try to dictate and tell me he was gonna leave.
Well, imagine my shock. Believe it or not, pun not intended. You see, in our last video, I stated how I was very happy to see a rare gem of a good cop in a police state like Florida. Well, wouldn't you know it, we get to see even further proof that Florida is indeed a police state. The infamous star and perpetrator of this particular bodycam footage is a man named Daniel Rippion, who victimized an innocent 22-year-old Paul Wirt on May 10th, 2025 in Edgewater, Florida. You see, Paul was employed at this local CVS. He was simply waiting on a bench right in front of CVS for a Lyft driver to take him home. After all, at this point, he doesn't even have his own vehicle, and he's struggling to get by, but he's doing the best he can. And as a matter of fact, it wasn't even him that requested a Lyft, it was his sister that did so. But just because Daniel Rippion, who was an officer at the time, and we will get to that very shortly, had a so-called hunch about Paul Wirt, simply because CVS was closed, he decided to stop him in an attempt to get his fix for identification. And this is the interaction that follows, only because Rippion did not turn on his bodycam footage until way later into this interaction, right before Paul Wirt was threatened with violence.
What's going on with you? ID card! Something with your name on it. 6K93 Central?
That's my ride. I'm gonna go ahead and go.
No, you're not. Can you start me another unit, please?
I didn't break any laws. I didn't break any laws, sir. So.
Stop, dude. You can make an emergency, please. I got one resisting.
Sir, I work here, sir. I just got off work. You don't believe me?
Dude, you're gonna get tased.
Okay, I work here.
Turn around.
I work.
Stand up and turn around.
Okay, I work here, sir.
Put your hands behind your back. Don't move. Don't move. If you move, there's a canine in my car. You're gonna get dog bit.
And I wasn't.
Stop moving your hands. $6K93 Central. I got one detained. If I have the channel, you can clear it. Who is that? Is that person related to you?
No, that's my Lyft. Can you just let them know that it's $20?
Dude,
it's $40.
I asked. Okay, I pull up. Let's recap everything.
All right.
So I pull up. I see you sitting there, and then all of a sudden I'm pulling up. You're hiding behind the pillars of a closed business. How's that look, dude?
Well, you say hiding. I just got up
dude,
and took a walk.
but just look from my. It's a closed business.
Right.
I pull up, you're hiding behind the pillars. It looks strange. Does that look weird? Does that sound weird to you?
Well, you say
and then
hiding.
listen,
Okay,
and then I tell you you're detained.
Yeah.
And you're telling me you're gonna leave.
Okay.
You see what I'm saying?
I understand.
Then you were resisting.
Okay. I apologize. You say hiding. I just got up and put my hoodie on. That's all I did.
Do you really work here?
I swear to God, I work here. But what time is it? Can you tell me what time it is? Just tell me what time it is. I get it. Look what.
What's your name?
Look up what time CVS closes. Look up what time CVS closes. It's 10 o'clock.
You got your ID card on you?
I didn't do anything wrong, sir. I got off work and my manager just left. His name is Mike.
Wow.
I'm your ride. This is my ride. Just 1 second.
No. I'll talk to him for a second. Hey, you're good to go. He doesn't need a ride anymore. I'm gonna give him one.
What's that last?
I said he called a Lyft or something, I think.
Yeah, well, on the left.
Yeah, I got one for him. So you're free to go.
Yeah.
You can cancel it or something. He might get arrested.
Yeah,
so.
yeah, I hear you. I'm trying to figure out with her to cancel it. So.
Okay, I got you. You can hang out then. All right, I appreciate it. Dude, this one was kind of strange. So I'm passing by, I see someone singing, so I was like, I'll dip in and check who it is. As I'm pulling in, he hides behind the pole. So I'm like, that's strange. So obviously I need to talk to this guy. His business is closed.
Yeah.
I go talk to him like, hey man, and he's like, am I being detained? I said, yes, you are. You're being detained.
Yeah.
And I asked him for ID. He said he doesn't have it. He says, my ride's here. I'm gonna leave. I said, no, you're not.
Yeah.
And then I said, and that's why he was like, getting up to leave. And I pulled my taser out, and Drago started barking. I think he got a little worried, so he started to comply then. But, so he's going to jail for resisting.
Where the hell's his ride?
That was his Uber right there. Oh. Apparently he works here, but, dude, he passed that point, and he's trying to jump in that and leave.
Yeah. Is that his that's on the bench up here, too?
Yeah. I do believe that he works here. I mean, he looks like he's in workers' clothing, but, I mean, he was going to try to dictate and tell me he was going to leave, so yeah, I'm not playing that game. No, he's going to learn, fortunately, the hard way, so it's pretty clear and simple.
LMP to begin with.
He was hiding behind the pole, which dude, that was strange, because I've never seen someone like get up off the bench and hide. He left it there too.
That's weird.
There was like a tablet and stuff on the bench.
Yeah, he was hiding behind the pole when I saw him pull in. I don't know. And then I asked him, he's like, my ride's here, I'm going to leave. I said, no, you're not, dude. I said, you're detained. And then he wouldn't ID himself, so yeah.
My goodness, there's so much to break down within that short span of time. So let's get right into this piece by piece. First off, it's easy to determine that Rippion saw no crime being committed, not only by what we see on the body cam footage, but also by his own admission in the video. So-called Officer Rippion admits that he believes that Paul Wirt works at that CVS, and the Lyft driver even arrived right before this false arrest. Because in what world, and what reality, would a criminal request a Lyft driver right from the place where they're about to commit a crime? This was all because of nothing more than Daniel Rippion having a quote-unquote hunch, and him trying to get his fix for crack, identification. And even though Paul Wirt objectively committed no crime here, he was taken to jail for 2.5 days and charged with resisting without violence. All based on the reasonable suspicion of this man being outside of a closed establishment, him hiding behind a pillar, and him putting on a hoodie. But let's just pretend for just a moment that Rippion's sham of reasonable articulable suspicion of any crime being committed was valid. Do you see any situation here in this body cam footage where it was justified for him to threaten to tase this man or get his canine out, and cussing and screaming at him in the process and belittling him? Yeah, I didn't think so. Oh, and by the way, if you look at this scumbag's narrative on this police report, you'll not only see him indicating no valid crime being committed here, but you'll also see him leaving out the part where he pulled out the taser, threatened to tase him, and threatened to get his canine involved and biting him. And as a result of this objectively unlawful arrest, Paul lost his job and he lost the place that he was renting. That's right, we the people, this cop basically ruined this innocent man's life, all because of his sorry excuse for anger management skills. But don't worry, we the people, not all hope is lost. Because at the time of me recording this, not only were all charges dropped from Paul's head, but Daniel Rippion was fired from Edgewater PD. Good frickin' riddance. Now, I don't know for sure whether or not this cop's certification was taken away from him. I would love for that to happen. But you see, there is a bit of history with Rippion. And to explain, take a look at this photo right here. Do you recognize the two people in this particular photo? I do. One of them is Officer Rippion, and the other is the founder and CEO of Street Cop Training. You know, this Street Cop Training.
The guy who's recording you like, I am not a citizen of the United States under Act 1260. Shut the up, right? About to get pepper sprayed, tased, windows broken out, motherfucker. I don't want to hear those exit. I don't want to fucking die at like 91 with hookers and cocaine around me, you know? So, hey, we watched your body cam videos. We don't think you got a voluntary consent. Yeah, here's 7 pieces of case law, fuckhead. Stop trying to back the 19-year-old dispatcher.
I would be remiss if I didn't remind you or let you know that I have a 3-inch dick.
I'm not the one with the 1-inch dick.
I watched this car come off the highway, and I fucked the shit out of the female driver. She doesn't want to fuck me back.
Yeah. That explains a lot. Not only that, but this scumbag cop was also involved in the unlawful arrest of a woman named Nikki Swindle. If you want to see that unlawful arrest footage for yourselves on James Madison Audit's channel, a link to that will be placed in the description down below. But that really is just to keep a long story short, if I'm being honest. For now, we are going to leave a link down below to this family's GoFundMe page so that they can get help in getting a lawyer to sue the Edgewater PD and maybe even criminalize former Officer Rippion as he rightfully deserves for this kidnapping. Not only that, but the original body cam footage on the Civil Rights Lawyer's channel will be placed down below as well. Make sure to go subscribe to him if you haven't done so already somehow. Support all of these people in any way you can and let them all know that recognizing our rights said hello. Now, I don't know how much more obvious it can be at this point, but Officer Rippion goes as even further proof that you need an attorney at your side at all times whenever you deal with police or sheriff deputies. After all, at least in my humble opinion, a civil rights attorney is a corrupt cop's kryptonite. That and bad publicity, but that can all the more be achieved with Attorney Shield, which not only allows you to have an attorney on speed dial, but also lets you record your interactions with nobody being able to stop you. Not even the cops themselves. Please make sure to check out the description, the pinned comment, or the QR code on screen to get started immediately. And upon checkout with your first purchase, make sure to use our promo code of ROR1776. That way you can get said purchase 10% off of any plan you choose. Thank you once again for watching, everybody. We'll be seeing you another day. But with that being said, never stop loving the good old Constitution.